Good morning, and thanks for joining us. I'm Veronica Brandon Miller.
And I'm Kelly Davis Strasbaugh.
And this is Goodwill, Minnesota's Good News,
where we get to share with you some of the good that's happening in our community.
And there is so much good happening, and we have a wonderful show planned.
We sure do.
And before we start, I just want to talk about the month of August we are dedicating to the Giving Challenge. And for those of you who don't know what the Giving Challenge is, it is made possible, and I'm going to read the wonderful foundations that help put this on. The 2015 Giving Challenge is made possible by the Community Foundation of Sarasota County, the Patterson Foundation, with the support from the William J. and Marie Selby Foundation, the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation, the Manatee County Foundation, and the Herald Tribune Media Group.
So a lot of great people.
A lot of great people who are putting their resources together to help nonprofits in our community advance their mission and also help raise funds.
And we love it because last year Goodwill Minnesota partnered with the Girl Scouts of Gulf Coast, Florida, and it was a great partnership. So this year,
we
are partnering for Goodwill.
And what that means is Goodwill Minnesota is partnering with Meals on Wheels Plus to bring a program, a cause marketing program called Goodwill, and companies all around the community, and there's still some openings if your company is interested. We are actually bringing a bicycle, a stationary bicycle, to your company and having employees ride the bike and raise money for us. And we launched it this past week at iHeartMedia. We love you, iHeartMedia.
We love them. They were so much fun.
They were so much fun, and Lulu got on there, and everyone who's riding the bike is donating $1 per mile, $20 per mile.
$50 a minute.
I know.
Whatever.
Oh, and there's the picture of iHeartMedia.
Awesome. We love them.
Love you guys, and it's a great opportunity for employees to build relationships and most importantly, give money to two wonderful causes, Meals on Wheels Plus and Goodwill. So thank you so much for doing that. And if you're interested, your company signing up, please reach out to us at experiencegoodwill.org.
Yeah, make sure you keep an eye on our Facebook page too, Goodwill Minnesota. If you haven't liked it yet, you should. We shared some really funny videos of the iHeartMedia team. Lulu on the bike was hilarious. They set up a fan. So we want you guys to have fun with it because, again, it is fundraising for these two local nonprofits, but it's also about raising awareness. And that's really the whole point of the campaign. We have Goodwill fans that may not know that much about Meals on Wheels Plus. We had them on a previous show, so we encourage you guys to go look for that on our Facebook and our YouTube, but it's also just a way for local community organizations to partner to raise awareness and tell people about the great things they're doing that they may not normally get to see. And there's our logo for Goodwill, and hopefully you'll see that blowing up on your Facebook page. So it's a lot of fun.
And because of the Giving Challenge, many organizations are now really coming out and telling more about how wonderful they are and what services they provide for the community. And we have two exceptional nonprofits with us today. First, we have Melissa Lane from the Child Protection Center, and we have Maria Hussey from the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. So welcome.
Thank you very much.
So let's start with you, Melissa, the Child Protection Center, which is very dear to my heart. I also serve as the vice chair for the board of directors for the Child Protection Center. You guys do amazing work, and I want you to tell everybody in case they don't already know what you do.
Sure, and I think we're building our visibility more and more thanks to partnerships like this. We really appreciate Goodwill having us here today to talk a little bit about the realities of child abuse in our own beautiful community. You know, our mission is in the treatment and the prevention, intervention, and treatment of child abuse, and we serve in many capacities in just focusing on child abuse. So our investigation team, they're the ones that come in when there's allegations of abuse called into the hotline, to the child abuse hotline, which is 1-800-96-ABUSE, and anyone who suspects there's abuse in a child's life needs to make that call. We're all mandated in the state of Florida as citizens to make that call to protect a child. Then we will look at those files with the Department of Children and Family and law enforcement and review with the family what's been going on. Talk with that child, do an investigation. Very high-tech center that we have at 720 South Orange Avenue, but it's also a very light and bright and happy place for healing a child. So when a child walks through our doors that day, they know that they're going to be taken care of, that they're going to be safe. All of our staff are highly professional level, trained, and they've worked with children for many, many years. They're passionate about what they do. They are part of the whole system that's going to help protect that child. That includes the state attorney's office, the law enforcement that we work with, and Department of Children and Families. But we're the nonprofit arm. We are mandated to exist by the state. We're not fully funded by the state. So things like the Giving Challenge are very important to us, so we can raise the funds that we need to continue those investigations. We also have on our side our prevention side, so our personal safety and community awareness team. And I'm sure there's a lot of families who are aware of who they are, because they go out to every school in Sarasota County and they talk to children at every grade level about personal safety. So kindergarten, we're going to cover, very, very important, the touching rule, talking to children about, if something doesn't feel right, then you need to say something. Internet safety, we cover that a lot with children, with parents, and also on bullying, so anti-bullying and messages of that. And we use now iPad technology, especially with the older children, because they might have seen us come into the schools a few times, and they kind of tune us out a little bit. So we have to keep it interesting, and we use technology now so that children can respond to things via iPad. The facilitator can see right away what their comments are, what their reactions are. And then we're able to address those issues right there on the spot.
That's great, and that's important.
Yeah, very much so. We want to be engaging children as they should be, innocent children. So even on the therapy side, we have various methods for helping a child open up. When they've been told, no, you're not worth anything, or no one will believe you. Now we're building that trust back up again, and we're taking them back to being children. So we have therapists that work very cohesively with the children and connect with them, help them to be kids again. So we have a playground, and I often hear people say, I've never seen any children out there. Well, you're not going to see like a school room of children out there. You will see one or two with a therapist, but they can be a child in a child's environment and be able to talk about what's been going on in their lives as they're building that rapport with their therapist. Whether it's throwing a basketball or playing volleyball against the side of the building. We've even had one child who, didn't want to open up, but turned out that he really liked the bagpipes. So the therapist said, what? I love bagpipes. So he brought in the bagpipes next visit, and they were best buds after that. So he was able to really bond with her and know that he was in a trusted place. He was in a safe place, and he could open up.
And what about the dog therapy? I love the pet therapy.
Yeah, well, and this is wonderful because Danielle Hughes, who's director of our child protection team and part of the investigation team, she just spoke at a national conference in Lake Wales, and basically we in Florida are the only state that has this available, and it's therapy dogs. They're called PAWS dogs. Volunteer handlers help their dog. They go through professional training. It takes quite a bit of effort. We have to do background checks galore because it'll be with children, and there's a lot of confidentiality issues, and so we have to know they're trusted individuals working with the dogs. And the dogs. The dogs are wonderful.
Do that background check.
And they come out to our events too. I love having the PAWS dogs at our fundraisers.
But it is. I mean, it's amazing that we're one of the only states allowing this. And, you talk about the story of the child on the stand.
Right.
But when he's actually talking to the dog, he's able to open up more.
That's right. In depositions, we'll use the dogs. In trials, when a child has to testify in a witness stand. Now, I couldn't do that. I'd be out of my mind, but we can have a dog with that child just sitting inside, helping to comfort that child and open up a little bit about, they're in front of an audience, they're in front of the jury, they're in front of the judge, the lawyers, and their perpetrator.
And their perpetrator could be their father.
Or
anybody. But if it's a family member, I mean, just imagine.
You have other family members there that may not believe the child. So the dog is there to comfort and help. And of course, our therapists work very heavily with the child, along with the state attorney's office, to prepare a child for that type of testimony, to be able to get up there and be brave. Often, though, we're able to collect enough evidence so that in our investigation side, that a child won't have to testify, that the perpetrator can do nothing but plead guilty. And that takes such weight off that child, because it can be, 2-3 years after that child had disclosed this happened.
Oh my gosh.
It's just a shame.
So we're talking about the amazing work that you do.
Thank you.
And why don't we focus on the Giving Challenge?
Well, I like to say I don't have the hard job. All of my coworkers, they're working with children, hearing about things that you and I just couldn't even fathom. But I get to do some fun things, and that's raise money. And we're building awareness at the same time. And our Giving Challenge this year is based on our Gallery of Healing in our center, and we love to give tours. Anybody wants to come through. One of the passageways has art that's been donated by area students, Riverview High School students, Sarasota School of Arts and Sciences, and we're going to be displaying some of this in our cottage, which is one of our buildings. This is one piece that we'll be showing, and this we have many, many more. Also, we have outside artists, we have photography, we have our clients, therapy art. We use art quite a bit when we're working with a child to cut through the trauma and help them to heal. So we'll have all of that on display. We'll have our mini pillar of, and we'll be open the 1st of September, which is that Tuesday, for lunch. We're going to have a little lunch kickoff for anybody who wants to come, and that's our volunteers, our donors, the community at large, our business partners and media partners, that they can be there. Also, that evening we'll do a wine reception. 7:30 up until 7:30, so from 5 until 7:30. And then Wednesday we'll close the Giving Challenge with a breakfast in the morning. But people are welcome to come by.
And can they buy the artwork?
They can, absolutely. That's one way to donate. But through the Giving Challenge, you'll be making a direct donation through the Giving Challenge. And that's online, so we'll have laptops there. You'll be able to fill in and give your gift right there, 25 and up, whatever you like to do. And we're hoping with the business partners that we have, they'll bring their clients out.
Right.
We'll be opening that up to anybody who wants to come. So if you're interested, I would be.
And the information will be on your website.
It will be on our website, which is www.cpcsarasota.org. So, and we're going to do Facebook photos and put people up on the social media, because we like to remind people we're a nonprofit and giving is important to Child Protection Center.
This is great. And just to reiterate, September 1st at noon to September 2nd at noon is the opportunity to get your dollars matched. And because of the wonderful partnership with all these different foundations, you can really make a difference. You can make a double difference.
A double difference.
A double difference.
I like that.
So definitely go on CPC's website, and I hope to see you out there on the 1st and the 2nd.
Check us out on Facebook too.
Which
Child Protection Center.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So,
Well, that was, I just love CPC, what they do in the community. We partnered with them during April.
Yes,
For,
yes,
the
we did.
Child Abuse Prevention Awareness Month, right?
That's right.
And so we were really glad to partner with you
With the
guys.
blue
So
rounds.
it's always
Yes.
something important.
yes, and I'm wearing my blue bracelet.
We have our blue
Thank you.
bracelet.
We got it on. And now I would love to introduce Maria Hussey from the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much for the invitation. It really is a great way for us to get the word out about type 1 diabetes.
Because we hear about type 2 all the time, and
You
we rarely hear
hear-
about type 1.
Right, and in fact, most people don't even know there's a type 1, and they refer to diabetes as just the diabetes that everyone seems to have to manage with exercise and with diet, but that's not the case with type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease. The person who has it did nothing to cause it. The autoimmune disease is when a person's pancreas stops producing insulin. And insulin is the hormone that actually breaks down glucose so that the body has energy. Without that insulin, the body cannot function. So That is what type 1 diabetes is. And unlike type 2 diabetes, it has nothing to do with a person's diet or lifestyle. So that's the first thing I wanted to mention. JDRF is the leading global organization funding type 1 diabetes research. We're in 17 other countries besides the United States. Wow. And our goal is to progressively remove the effects of type 1 from people's lives to achieve a world without type 1 diabetes. JDRF we collaborate with a variety of partners. I'm going to talk about them in just a moment, with a variety of partners, and is the only organization in the world with the scientific resources, the regulatory influence, and the working plan to better treat, prevent, and finally cure type 1 diabetes. Yes. In fact, our walk this year was, our presenting sponsor was Hendrick Honda. We were so excited with that. Walmart is very involved with, Euphemia Hay is very involved. And now with the Giving Challenge, we have Triumph Adventures. I don't know if you've ever gone to Triumph's Adventures.
Awesome.
That's a challenge in itself. But you should know that Kathy Kaur is the owner, and she is type 1, and her daughter is type 1.
Wow.
So the two of them both have type 1 diabetes, and so it's a great partnership between the two of us, and we're planning on having some challenges to individuals who are major players in our area, and we're looking forward to that partnership.
Well, if you have like a pie eating challenge, let me know.
Okay.
Not as willing to get up there and get up on the zip
Pie
line,
eating while you're swinging through the trees.
or just on the ground.
Yeah.
But I'll be there to support it.
Very good, very
But
good.
I want to reiterate, because you just said a mother and a daughter has the type 1 diabetes, and what I found out through you was, no, there is no hereditary. It just
Crazy.
happens, and with more money for research, we can find out.
We can find out what it is that's causing this autoimmune response to the pancreas and avoid type 1 diabetes. And that's been the goal. And you know, we say we have 1.25 million Americans with type 1 diabetes, but what we don't realize sometimes are the parents that go along with that. If you have a child with type 1 diabetes, your life has changed threefold. Not only do you worry about this child morning, noon, and night, you are going to get up 3 or 4 times during the night just to check their glucose levels, to make sure that their insulin is correct, just to make sure that they're going to make it through the night. Mandatory.
So how soon does somebody know that they're diagnosed with type 1 diabetes?
This is something that is very slow to come about, because the symptoms are very mild. Frequent urination, sweating, weakness. Sometimes your mind getting a little on the cloudy side, lack of energy. So, I mean, you have felt a lack of energy. You're just tired after a day of work, or, you know, whatever. Those symptoms are so mild that sometimes they're just not recognizable. And so when it is finally diagnosed, and the family is given a thorough indoctrination of what they need to now do, it's rather frightening. And because of that, we have support groups in the area. I'm very excited about our Cups of Hope. They meet at the Sarasota Marriott on University Boulevard once a month. In fact, the next meeting, I believe, is going to be August 20th. And we have another group in Arcadia that is just starting their Cups of Hope. We also have Today, which they are in the south side of Sarasota, and they're going to be meeting at Books A Million, and they will talk about their diabetes and what takes place. One of the things that's crucial about support groups, we find that when you participate in a support group, you're better likely to take better care of yourself. And so these support groups are very, very important. Very, very important. So we're delighted to participate in the Giving Challenge. I think this is a wonderful opportunity for us to raise money, because the manner in which we raise money, we have a walk that takes place at Lakewood Ranch next year, April 9th, so
We
reserve.
already got it on our calendar.
Yeah, all right,
We're
all
out
right.
there.
Walking, we're there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're there.
Yeah, walking. If you said running,
Fantastic.
we'd be like, can we walk? Is that an option? Is there a
It's a
box we
pup-
check? Don't come near me, I'm walking.
But we are going to have a gala also this year, and yeah, and
Do
we're
galas.
we're definitely looking
drink,
for
we're there.
the committee to get started and start planning that event, and so anything that we can do to pass the word about what type 1 diabetes is an excellent opportunity for us. So before I end, I want to make sure I thank you very, very much for having me on the show, so that I can explain a little bit about the differences between the two. But now, what are some of the complications? Do you know of any of the complications of diabetes in general?
I know blindness.
Blindness is one of them, and through research, that's one of the things we're working on. We now have a drug that can reverse the effects of type 1 diabetes blindness. So, depending on how far along they've gotten, that we can actually reverse the effects. Typically, that was done with laser surgery, and now we're finding that this drug works just as well as the laser surgery, so we're very excited
How
about
recent
that.
is that discovery?
We're probably 3 years into the making of that. Yeah.
That is
Very
just
exciting.
awesome.
Because of the heart disease involved, we are the 6th leading cause of heart disease, diabetes. So, we've got to look at what the effects are. We're also talking about stroke and amputations.
Yeah, I know amputation.
Yes, and so those are things we don't like to talk about, but we have to talk about, because that's the crux of the matter. And that's what these families.
But there is good news.
There is good news, because currently we're funding $1.9 billion currently what we're funding is, since our inception in 1970, we have funded $1.9 billion in research. And so right now we are having our different areas of research include the artificial pancreas. They include encapsulation. It includes working on what the complications are. That's another area of research that we're working with. Also, another form of managing glucose control, not just that insulin that we're so dependent upon. So I'm very, very pleased to see JDRF doing what they're doing. I think it's wonderful.
I think it's fabulous. And then all the new advances and to help your organization. I know you're looking for volunteers and looking for resources, and you are participating in the Giving Challenge.
Sure.
How about giving your website?
JDRF.org. It's simple enough.
JDRF.org. And that's perfect. And both of your websites will have your direct link to your giving profile.
Yes.
If you go on givingchallenge.org, you can actually type in your specific nonprofit that you want to learn more about. I think they also have, if you're interested in children or animals, so you can really, what you're interested in supporting, actually go further into it. And I can't thank you guys enough. So I know you were a guest and you gave us information, but now we need information from you, because this is Kelly's Corner now. And the last 5 minutes, we're going to focus on fabulous finds in 5 minutes.
5 minutes. We're still working on a jingle, so if anybody wants to help me with that, feel free to send it in. So as always, we like to say that our guests are in the hot seats, I guess. And so we want to remind you guys, I've been getting some awesome feedback. I'm really excited. We have our Fashion Fridays on Facebook, so Goodwill, Minnesota. Every Friday we post a blog. We have different contributors. We just added Sandy Young from iHeartMedia, which we love her. So that's something that I'm really excited about bringing you guys, is not only that we donate, when you donate and shop, you help us change lives through the power of work, but also that you can look great, and there's this whole fashion aspect of it. Check out our boutique sections. You can get some amazing outfits. Somebody sent me a picture. They had found an express jumpsuit with the tag still on it, $78.50. They got it at Goodwill for $12.99. So it's pretty exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my expression.
And we love the people who are telling us about our show and that they actually went out and found similar items
Yep.
that we post. So
Real excited.
keep them coming. ExperienceGoodwill.org and just send us information. And also, they love to hear, they said, the color of the week or the color of the month.
Last
And-
month. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, all those bloggers are all different age ranges.
Yes. So we have a high school student, college student, young professional, and then we have a beautiful woman who's in the field as well.
Yes.
I'm very sensitive talking about ages. She's like 30, right, Sandy?
So, yeah.
So that anyway, that's just my thank you for watching and sending me those photos. It's a joy to know that you guys are all watching and paying attention to that. So for Fabulous Finds in 5, we've been trying to do different themes. So it's still summer here in Florida, even though the rain has been awful. But we wanted to brighten it up a little bit by showing you some outfits that you can wear to the beach. So sometimes at Goodwill, you'll see that we have things that still have the price tags on them. So recently, I saw a whole bunch of Target bathing suits.
Oh, that's
and some really great pieces. So ladies, if you had to look at these two outfits, which one do you think costs less?
Less.
Yes, and include, if you see, they both have like a...
They both have the swimsuit,
Right.
A
a
sarong,
wrap,
yeah.
and then the beach totes.
Okay.
Which I can't get enough of beach totes. I have about 37 of them. So if you had to pick, which one
I'll
would you
go
pick?
first.
You'll
here.
go first.
Now, I'm just going to go with the one I like.
Okay, go with the one you like.
I'm going to
girl.
go on the left.
The one in the cheetah
Okay,
print.
The cheetah print.
All right, I love that outfit.
Yeah.
All right,
I love that outfit too.
You love
I,
it?
I think I'm going to go with the cheetah
Okay,
outfit
so
as well.
you think the cheetah outfit costs less. So basically, just to give you an estimate, both of these bathing suits had the price tag still on them. They're brand new outfits. The cheetah print outfit was an Exhilaration brand, and it cost $4.99. It retails at about $15. Yeah, thank you. The two-piece, they were both, or the bottoms were from Target. They were Mossimo. I think that's how you say it, because it's
Yes.
Mossimo or Mossimo. People always correct me. And so both of those outfits were $2.99. Basically, the cheetah print outfit retailed for $11, and the Target outfit retailed for $30.
Look at that.
So look at that. The prices.
Yeah.
Tote bags were $2.99 each, which,
Oh,
ladies,
hello.
you know when you bring it
always,
to the beach,
always need it.
you cannot.
So a total
Total
was...
$11 versus $30, so you both were right. That outfit costs less.
right.
Now retail prices, the cheetah print outfit would be about $70, and the other outfit would be about $72.
Okay.
So isn't that just?
Isn't that incredible?
So we're
Is there a prize?
Do I get this?
You know, and I should
Bragging
tell you,
rights.
I
Really
got an
cute.
entire set of silverware that was beautiful. I look at it as if it wasn't even used
Right.
for $4.99.
See, and like that wrap that went with the cheetah print outfit, you couldn't really see it because we didn't want to cover up the outfit, but it's actually, I've seen it on Pinterest, and we found a similar style at Victoria's Secret for like $35. So it was $2.99.
Well, I have a son that grew 5 inches in 6 months.
Oh,
gosh.
that's
So Goodwill
the place to
is
go.
my place.
There you go.
Because you just look and those
Yes.
bottoms are coming up a little
thank
bit
you
more
for
on the bottom of the
participating.
pants.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
Keep
you.
shopping.
Thank
I
you.
will.
And remember,
I will.
every time
Creating-
you do shop, you are creating jobs.
Right.
Jobs and jobs training and making a more employable community. I hope we gave you some really good news today. And thank you so much again, Maria and Melissa. And I hope you join us next Sunday at 9:30 for Goodwill, Minnesota's Good News. Have a great day.